like you, I was scared to let her know the truth.
Sure.
I'm not like talking to her and talking to my ex, but
Yeah.
my ex was done.
Yeah.
But it was just the sense that she's still living with me.
Right.
And I know the more that I'm getting used to this person,
Yeah.
the more I don't want to tell her because it's gonna ruin her, ruin the energy.
Gotcha.
And then this past weekend, I was like, I'm tired of lying to her. So then I just told her everything. So it's just like that was like that was like maybe an example of like faking it. Maybe till I make it.
Yeah.
But I was faking it, but I know I was hurting somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm like, might as well if I tell her and then things don't work out, I just
Sure.
know that she knows.
Absolutely.
And that was like up to her.
Yeah.
It was up to me to get her back.
Yeah.
But I'll just have to let her come to me. So yeah, that's a scenario that I'm having.
That takes a lot of courage, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Kudos. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Hi, we're Yusuf. How are ya? I'm your ride.
How are you?
I'm well. How are ya? I'll grab the door for you here. My pleasure, man. Welcome aboard.
Thanks, man.
You're very welcome. Yusuf,
Yes, sir.
happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you too, man.
Hump day. Almost end of hump day. My name is Binyam.
Binyo?
Binyam, you got it.
Where you from?
I'm from Ethiopia.
Okay.
How about you?
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Yeah, East African brothers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're like neighbors.
Yeah, we are.
Usually my safe guests here in Canada, if they're not from my country in Ethiopia,
Yeah.
like Nigeria.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nigerians.
There's a
here.
lot of
There's a lot.
Nigerians. That's why my
Yeah.
safe guess is that. So I would have totally got it wrong with you. How long have you been here for?
I've been in Calgary for like 7 years now.
7,
Yeah,
okay.
but I've been in Canada for like 18 years now.
Oh goodness, so you're like,
I'm
how old?
from Edmonton. I grew up in Edmonton. Yeah.
How old were you when you moved here?
7.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was 8.
You were 8?
I was
Okay.
8, yeah.
Yeah.
So very similar seasons for us, eh?
How long have you been in Canada for?
Since I was 8, so let's see here. Doing some math here, 34 years.
34 years?
34 years. Crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Man. Although I have a lot of people saying you're not that old. I say
No, you don't look that old at least.
I've heard, and that still fascinates me.
Yeah.
Fascinates me. I'm like, I've got gray hairs all over, and
Yeah.
people are like, nope, we're not seeing it. But so, is this the downswing to your week then, your work week, or do you have proper weekends usually?
I usually have the weekends off.
Nice.
But yeah, because I'm going to like a showing right now
Yeah.
for a place.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I literally just came from work and then I coach
Yes.
and then now I'm leaving. I haven't sat down and
It's
relaxed.
busy times, man.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Okay. And you coach basketball?
soccer.
Soccer. Okay.
Soccer player, yeah.
What age do you coach?
I coached U10 and to U13.
Okay.
Kids.
Just one team or a couple of teams?
One team and I do private.
Oh my goodness.
So right now I just finished private.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you have a full schedule.
Yeah, something like that.
Is your work physical in nature?
Yeah, I work a labor job like in a warehouse.
So yeah, all day
All
like
day,
double.
just
Oh my
outside lifting,
goodness. So I should really be offering you like a 15-minute nap here while you're driving.
No, you can. Sometimes I take naps in Uber as well.
Yes.
Right now I'm wide awake.
Hey, brother, in my Uber, I do something interesting. I like facilitating conversations on a theme that I find really important and one that I want to extend
Yeah.
on the theme of integrity. So I like doing it in a fun way. If you're game for it,
Yeah, for sure.
I've got like my notepad in front of me. You'll probably see it. It's got like a few questions from 1 to 20.
Okay.
So the fun way of doing this is if you choose a number between 1 and 20, I'll read that question and then we'll sort of like banter a little bit about your thoughts on integrity.
Sounds good,
Yeah. So what number do you want to choose?
10.
10, okay. 10 says, can one fake it till they make it with integrity?
Fake it till I make it.
With integrity. Can you fake it till you make it with integrity? Or do you have to have the real goods?
I think
Because,
it depends on the situation.
yeah,
But I'll definitely come into Canada since we're immigrants.
yes,
I fake a lot so I can make it. Especially like with sport teams with people. I don't
Yeah.
drink or smoke,
yeah,
but I go social with them. I fake it like
Gotcha.
yeah.
Like just so, and is that more a survival thing?
Yeah, more survival thing. Yeah.
Which means in some way you don't feel safe in those settings to be who you truly are.
Yeah, especially because I'm black.
Yeah.
You know, so in those situations, like I need to be careful where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't also, if I'm getting invited by my teammates to go out, I don't want to say no because we're trying to bond, right?
Sure enough.
So now I'm like, okay, I'm forcing myself to.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Okay, so maybe let's back up a little bit. What would your definition of integrity be? How do you understand integrity? How does it feel? How does it like? What words would you use to say, this is something of what it feels like for integrity?
I don't know actually.
That's okay.
I never really thought about it that deeply.
That's why I like these conversations.
Some people will say you have integrity.
Yeah.
And then I sometimes don't question about what that means.
Yeah.
I hear you. What is integrity?
I hear you. Hey, by the way, great response. Because that was integrity on display.
I wasn't.
Well, here's the thing. You just said fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But you didn't fake it till you make it saying, here's what it is, and you fake it till
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's something there. Okay. So, and that's why I say great, because here's here's my proposal. I like these conversations because I think people have different ways of saying, here's what it means to me.
Yeah.
And I like listening to the diversity of it. I would say integrity is when your internal values, I think we all have values that we subscribe to, right? When those internal values match or align with your external actions. So basically you say and do what you say you do.
Yeah.
So if you're saying something but you're not doing it, like for example in soccer, let's say you're like speaking up really big game, you're like, hey, I'll go and score 3 goals, but you don't know if you can or whatever, right? That's a lack of integrity versus you're like, hey, I'll be there for practice every time we meet or whatever. And then you actually show for practice as opposed to some who are like, hey, I flake out or whatever. Yeah. That's integrity. Okay. So that's how I understand integrity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So even in your response there, when I'm like, hey, what does this mean to you? You're like, I'm not even sure like how to approach that, because you're like, I've heard it, but I'm not quite certain I understand when I hear it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So there's that important part that says, here's what you believe. And for you, you're like, I believe in telling you straight up. I'm not sure, man.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So then back to the question again. Can one fake it till they make it with integrity? Or do you have to have the real thing?
I think now the way that you explain
Yeah.
Definitely have to have the real thing.
You have to have the real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you continue faking it, you won't feel fulfilled.
Gotcha.
Whatever you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm. So how does one who doesn't have it but wants it start getting it if they can't fake it till they make it?
It's just like belief in yourself, whatever situation you're in.
Yeah.
Maybe you can think that way.
Yeah.
To tell your body that you can do it.
Right.
So that way you like trick your mind.
Yeah.
So you can be like, I can do this. I have belief in myself. So then you don't have to fake in anything.
Interesting. Yeah.
So that's what I think. So sometimes I do talk to myself and be like, I can do it.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with my mind because I know my mind is a bit scared to do something new.
Yeah.
So I'll tell myself I can do it. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Then I'll do it. And it becomes like a regular thing.
Sure.
Then I get the belief and
You start building that confidence.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just listening to you, it made me think about something in my experience. This is a bit of a vulnerable show.
Yeah.
I like this conversation because for the longest time, I personally didn't. I wanted to experience it, but I did not know how to have that conversation or how to even start approaching understanding it.
Yeah.
And so I was desperate for it, but I did not know how to do it, and so I lived with it without it. It had massive consequences that hurt a lot of people in my life as a result.
Yeah.
One of those was, like, I was married once upon a time, and I was cheating on my wife. And when I tried to tell the truth, like when I had the chance to tell the truth, I was like, I'm gonna do it. But then my emotions got in the way. I'm like, and I freaked out and I didn't tell the truth.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later, until more harm and hurt had been done, that I'm like, okay, I need to do this. And what to actually make it, like the steps I needed to do, brother, I told myself, okay, before your feelings got in the way, you got scared, you freaked out, and you didn't do it. So this time I said, I'm gonna put my feelings and emotions, this is just me, I'm not sure if this is right, but I put those into like a prison of sorts, saying, I'll come back to you, but I'm gonna lock you up right now because I can't feel through this process. I need to do the thing first, then come back and feel through it, right? And so I was just thinking about that, where I'm like, okay, until you actually do it, you're just, working your way up.
That's the same thing with me.
How
I've
So
I had that. I've never married, but I was with my girl
Yeah.
for like 5 years.
sure.
Me and her were Christian,
Mm-hmm.
but to fast forward,
Yeah.
I'm Muslim now. I
Yeah.
converted like a month ago.
Yeah.
But I told her we broke up, but we still live together. But I was scared that I knew her beliefs.
Yeah.
And then like this is a risk for me to take.
Yeah.
If I converted, because I know she wouldn't want to be with me. Because
Sure.
obviously you want to be with a relationship with same religion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, mind you, now since I converted, she knows. Now I'm talking to a Muslim girl.
Yeah.
So she found out that I was lying about where my girl, that I was living with my girl.
Yeah.
So she found out this like 3 days ago. So now, mind you, now my birthday is on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we had plans with her.
Yeah.
Because I know I want to get married. And I want to get married with a Muslim woman.
Yeah.
And I feel like she is the right person for me.
Yeah.
But I was like you, I was scared to let her know the truth.
Sure.
I'm not like talking to her and talking to my ex, but
Yeah.
my ex was done.
Yeah.
But it was just the sense that she's still living with me.
Right.
And I know the more that I'm getting used to this person,
Yeah.
the more I don't want to tell her because it's gonna ruin her, or ruin the energy.
Gotcha.
And then this past weekend, I was like, I'm tired of lying to her. So then I just told her everything. So it's just like that was like that was like maybe an example of like
Yeah.
faking it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
till I make it.
Yeah.
But I was faking it, but I know I was hurting somebody else along the run.
Yeah.
So I'm like, might as well if I tell her and then
Yeah.
things don't work up, I just
Sure.
know that she knows the truth.
Absolutely.
You know, now it's like up to her.
Yeah.
It was up to me to get her back,
Yeah.
but I'll just have to let her come to me type of thing. So yeah, that's a scenario that I'm having.
That takes a lot of courage, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Kudos. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Brother, in the last couple of minutes here,
Yeah.
this next request, it's a really significant big ask, and I want you to know that because in this culture I've noticed it's very difficult for people to say no.
Yeah.
They feel obligated, they feel that they don't want to hurt you, they don't want to, hurt your feelings but anyway, I think no is a really important answer. So if you are like, I don't know if this is for me, I want you to feel full confidence in saying, no, that's not for me, because I want to honor that as well too, okay? So this next request, one of the things I do is I really enjoy having this conversation with a lot of my online audience. So I have like videos that I create, and I want to inspire many, especially young men,
Yeah.
towards thinking about what integrity looks like for them in their life and how they could live and experience integrity. So the request is, if you're open to it, I'd love to share our conversation on this topic here with my audience, if you're open.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
reason that this may not be a thing though is because for a lot of people, being on the internet is like sacrificing your privacy, for example. And I want to honor that. And I mean, like, you also shared some really vulnerable personal things, which maybe I want you to think through and say, is that something I'm okay
Yeah,
putting
I'm always
online?
open to have a conversation with anybody.
Sure.
I am like a person that loves to learn.
Yes.
Especially learning from other people's
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a sibling that I could talk to about, I'm in this situation, what do I do?
Absolutely.
Whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So if I can tell someone, or if I can listen, or my story, or anybody
Yes.
can help, then
Yeah.
that's all.
Then you're
Yeah,
game.
I'm good with that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Like I say, it's one of those things when I was in my teens, my 20s, my 30s even,
Yeah.
I felt a lack of confidence. I felt I lost a lot of opportunities in my life because, one, I didn't have someone I could talk to and say, could you help me understand or experience or grow in this way? And secondly, it also stole many opportunities for me to step up in like my masculinity and say, hey, I'm doing this on purpose. This is really important to me, And so, so that's why I appreciate you being willing to share that. Thank you. By the way, I was just reflecting that you're looking for a new place. You're seeing a pad over here.
Yeah.
It's a tough market right now.
It is, man.
It is brutal. Oh,
It's like, even if you find it's expensive, it's like
not a lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I'm just over here in the Beltline. Love the
Oh, you
spot
live
that
on
I'm
the
in.
other side?
I do, yeah, on the other side there. It's a beautiful little spot. But like, yeah, trying to find a place now, golly, like,
Because now, especially because I'm looking for a place because obviously me and my ex are leaving.
yes,
Then hence the girl that I'm interested in,
Yeah.
she's telling me like you need to leave because
Yeah.
I don't want to come to your house knowing
Yeah.
that you're here.
yeah, Yeah, for sure.
So now I just hopefully praying to God that
This is doable. Oh man, it'll be quite convenient downtown here,
it
though.
is, yeah.
Like access to so much down here. And
I
the
walk a
Beltline.
lot too, so it just makes sense that
It'll be ideal that way.
the ideal, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any questions for me, brother, in the last couple minutes?
No, I do. This is definitely the best Uber ride I've had so
What
far.
made it the best for you?
Just the communication. You know, sometimes you talk to the Uber drivers, but didn't mean anything. You know? This is definitely something that I will like remember for a while. You know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm asking that especially just because one of the things I like to do is not only have these great connections, but also trying to understand how can I describe it for my fellow drivers to say, here's how you could take it to the next level. What would you say to most drivers if you could to take it to the next level?
I would probably either have the same questions or same idea of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
question
yeah.
and just
Yeah.
ask them,
Yeah.
hey, what do you think about this? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Because most of the Uber drivers like to talk anyways,
Yes.
right? But now it's just
Yeah.
like, I just don't want to be like, oh, how's your day or whatever, but
I see.
actually have a meaningful conversation that
Right.
you leave the house and like, oh, okay, I really
Well, I'll definitely remember you, brother, because I
Likewise.
appreciate your investment.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
you're,
sure.
you're across the street there, aren't you?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
so good. Thank you so much, man.
Pleasure, brother.
Have a good day.
Hope to see you again
Yeah,
along the way.
Likewise, man.
And thank you again for being willing, eh?
Appreciate it, man.
Me too. Me too.
Hey, I love you, man.
I appreciate you that way. Thank you. I
Take care.
feel that, man.
Alright, man. Good day, eh?
Good luck with the lovely
Yeah,
looking
thank
hair.
you, sir.
Okay.